Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. Today we're looking at new parts from the summer wave. In the last couple days, there's been a lot of new sets released for the summer of 2024, and there's a lot of new parts, a lot of new reprints and recolors. In this video, we're going to be looking at some of the more exciting parts and the ones that are a little bit harder to spot. Let's see if you caught on to all the new parts like we did. First one we saw here comes in this Simba set. This is a buildable Simba from the Lion King, and we noticed the brown plume piece. This is a piece that has been very popular, featured in a lot of different contexts, whether it's a plume, a flame, a torch, magic type smoke thing. But here we see it on Simba as part of his tail. And if we're not mistaken, this is the first time that this has appeared in reddish brown. So that really excites us because this is a great looking color to use for any type of castle mock where you're building bushes or trees, or of course as part of a plume for any castle minifigure. So as you can see, here's what the plume looks like in dark green and red. It's featured in all sorts of colors from white, blue, pink, you name it, even translucent colors, but not yet in brown. So, you know, we love the Forceman. This would be awesome to see Forceman mock where you can make a brown plume fit in with that theme. So really cool part that just kind of snuck in there on that set. Again, I haven't seen it yet anywhere else. So pretty cool stuff. Next up is the Raven. This is from the Ideas lineup. And we've actually got the Raven featured in a bunch of different sets throughout this year's Ideas theme. But before we jump on to the Raven, I just want to take a look at this set real quick because it's really cool the way it's built. You can actually turn it and have it sit on multiple sides. So it's kind of a 3D castle. But what stood out to me was this stained glass piece right here. So really cool touch. Yes, it has this castle on here, but for any castle mock, I think this would work great. Anyway, back to the Raven piece. You can see a lot of different sets in this Ideas wave feature it, and it's kind of like a black and translucent pink crow or raven, if you will. We don't know the lore behind this, but what we do know is Lego's given us a couple of these big birds over the years, and seeing this mold appear has us excited that we'll actually get a recolor in the future, and it would be awesome to have a raven in some type of castle theme. Maybe not, we'll see. Very cool looking part. Next up is this awesome looking boat from Harry Potter. You can see it's a very cool build. We get the light blue chariot, the horse, and some cool minifigures. But what stood out to us were these printed shields. As you know, we're big castle fans, so anytime we get printed shields, it's a plus. And these ones look great. They look like they would fit in any type of castle on the wall, different types of mocks that you could build. And this one in particular could maybe tie in with the Green Chevrons faction. A little bit of a close-up of the shields. We don't have high-res images yet, but we blew this image up to have a look, and definitely a lot of cool heraldry elements throughout these shields. So I'm not sure if they're true to the movie, to be honest, but again, for any Lego castle mock, they're gonna work great. And what's exciting too is we're seeing the white horse come back. I think it's been a while since we've seen the white version of the horse. Of course, we've got the brown, the dark orange making appearances, and the beige tan horse. And recently we've seen a white horse make a return without any of this kind of chains and leather on its face. So it's nice to see this horse return. If I'm not mistaken, the Lone Ranger may have been the last series that we saw this type of white horse. Another thing that's cool are these red and yellow ribbons, very Spanish looking, which has us thinking of the Imperial Armada. You can see the red and yellow here. It would be awesome to use these in an updated mock of this ship. Maybe expanding it and adding these on would also be great. So our highlight was the shield, but of course these two parts are also very welcome. Next up, let's look at another Harry Potter set. This here is a potions class, and I'm sure you can spot them out right away, but in case you can't, the potion flasks, and of course these kind of magical smoke cauldron bubbling things, they look awesome. For us, the flasks are top notch. Of course, this isn't the first potions class we've received. You can see throughout LEGO's history we've had a couple sets. This first one in particular at the time featured a lot of cool parts. To get the printed book piece, the cauldron, very cool. And this one you can see they kind of went a little simple on the potion bottles, but they did have this new style in here as well. So really cool looking flask. Again, an awesome piece to have for any mock builder looking to add this to their castle, or maybe their own wizard. Maybe Magisto's Workshop gets a couple of these, but we get them in both yellow and orange, which is great, and they tie in really nicely with these old flasks as well. This one's green, pink, I think there's a blue one out there as well. So awesome looking piece, maybe our favorite piece of the summer 2024 wave. That's kind of one of those hidden pieces that isn't very popular. Of course, the jungle animals. There's a lot to see here, a lot to talk about here, but before we do, the new fruit piece that we see, you can see here it's in yellow. The Monkey Kid lineup introduces it in pink. Whether it's an apricot, a peach, a dragon fruit, really cool to see LEGO add more details. I think the apple and cherry are kind of the more common ones that we use, but really welcome to see the new fruit piece. And like we touched on, the animals, here we see some silverback gorillas with their little baby, and what's really cool is it can sit on the back like we see here. So awesome looking new molds. And even this torso, I mean, there's a lot of new minifigures coming out in torsos that we didn't really touch on in this video, but this one in particular looks really cool to me, kind of the jacket with the floral shirt. As we said, the animals, here's the tiger. We haven't seen a tiger since a couple years back in the jungle lineup, and that was more of a yellow tiger, which was one of my critiques from when that wave came out. So to see this type of a tiger and to have more facial features is awesome. And then the return of Johnny Thunder. Like I said, a lot of new prints and molds coming out. This is an updated classic, and he looks really sharp. So we're really excited for that piece to come out, that minifigure to come out. The crocodiles, this is a new color for them, and I believe this is the third recolor of this baby crocodile, which looks great in this kind of sand green. And of course, the red panda looking so sharp. I think this is also featured in some of the idea sets, but really cool to see it in this jungle lineup. So lots of cool animals. Of course, these ones, I'm sure everyone, as soon as they saw these photos, picked up on them. So no surprise there. But this next one may surprise you a little bit. So here are some Marvel sets. We see Thor here and some Avengers. But what caught our eye here is these new cape pieces. So they're very similar to a cape piece from a couple years ago, but they're not the cloth fabric pieces. These look to be kind of that soft rubber. And we do love the two colors we get here, especially since we envision using these for some of our Red Lion Knights and this one for some of our Forestmen. So these capes we think look great. So that's just a couple new pieces that really caught our eye in this upcoming summer wave. Let us know in the comments below if we've missed any or if we've brought some to light that you missed. And thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you next time.